Hey guys, and welcome back to the J2O channel, and in today's video we are doing the Chelsea or Leeds versus Chelsea match preview. And yeah, tomorrow's game is going to be very interesting. Just to briefly talk about Leeds for a second before we get into Chelsea. They're 11th in the table. They have 11 wins and 13 losses and 2 draws. And to be honest, that record makes sense because of their style of play. They play with intensity, they play with speed, they play the exact same way they go into every single game that they've had this season. They don't bother looking at probably the other team's tactics. They play their own way and rely on their own way to win the game, which is why they have battered teams 4-5-0, but at the same time, they've been battered 4-5-0 because mate, Leeds are such a yo-yo team. Like, sometimes you never know what you're going to get with them in terms of goals. In terms of press, intensity, hard work, there's probably not a team in the league that does it better than them. They're gun-ho, whilst we are just going to control the game, control the tempo, the speed of it, because they're going to be running like headless chickens at us. When we beat them back 3-1, when we beat them back then, we ran more than them, and we were the first team that actually outplayed Leeds in their own game, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's briefly on Leeds United and how they play, where they are in the table. And yeah, in today's video, you're gonna get the preview. You're gonna get some of my reactions to Thomas Tuchel's press conference. You're gonna get a lineup prediction, and you're also gonna get a score prediction as well. So yeah, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow my social medias, follow my Twitter, follow my Instagram. It's down below in the description at Jetto345. And yeah, let's get into this. So guys, just to briefly talk about Thomas Tuchel's press conference with some interesting points. The first one being injury news. Obviously, Thiago Silva has had a little bit of a setback for this game, so he won't be available. I think at the end of one of his training sessions, there was a little niggle on the injury he had, so he will not be available for this game, and I'll presume he won't be available for Atletico Madrid as well, which is okay. We've got the Danish Maldini anyway. Then you've got, what's his name? Tammy Abraham as well. That ankle injury he suffered from, well, Thomas Tuchel said Burnley, but he was meant to say Newcastle. Yeah, that tackle he got was, it's affected him since. But as well as that, from the injury he actually suffered, he was carrying in our 2-2 draw last season, on his ankle. That's still playing a part in his fitness. So that sort of understands why Tammy's not been in the squad, not been playing as much, because he wants him to be fully fit, and then we'll see when he's fully fit what Thomas does with him. He briefly talked about Christian Pulisic and his lack of game time, saying he needs to be patient and impatient. Patient as in when Thomas Tuchel picks the players and he doesn't pick Christian, then Christian needs to wait and keep going to like work hard and like all of that sort of thing to put yourself in the team. So that's him being patient, and then impatient as in like everybody wants to play football, you know, everyone's competitive, everyone's fighting for their places. So in that regard, you know, players want to play, if you know what I mean. And he also got asked about him leaving the club and saying it's a bit too soon for him. And yeah, it's just too soon to him. Oh, and I just remembered as well on the Christensen and Thiago Silva thing that he mentioned about how both their best positions are in a back three, in the middle of a back three, but also at the same time they can both play together in a back four, because he was asked whether they can play together when Thiago Silva's back fully fit, which is indicating possibly when you go to a back four, those are the two you could see. So yeah, that's what it is with that. Kai Havertz as well, talking about his best position, and yeah, he's between a 9 and a 10, which is perfect because he's not a full-blown number 9, but at the same time he's not a number 10, because number 10s are creators. They're people who are behind the ball, if you know what I mean. And Thomas Tuchel doesn't want him behind the ball. As much as he drops deep into a 10 and creates space for the wingers, he also is somebody that at the same time is supposed to get on the end of chances as well. So he can drop deep create for players and all of that, link up play and do all of that, but at the same time, be a number 9 and get on the end of those chances that you may have started, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, these performances against Everton will tell you what type of player Kai Havertz really is. He's not a number 10, he's not a number 9, he's a mixture between both because he can play both roles. He's a really good finisher. It's a bit like Bruno Fernandes of Man United, as in Bruno Fernandes is not a creative playmaker. He's a goal scorer, just like Kai Havertz is a goal scorer. That's why I feel like someone like Bruno could really do the role that Kai can do, if you know what I mean. That's how I compare the two. I'm not saying Kai's better or anything. Kai just reminds me of the way Bruno plays, if you know what I mean. It's just Kai is a better passer of the ball, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, that's with Kai Havertz. And yeah, that was really it when it came to his press conference. Because Christian Pulisic took most of the press conference, you know, him saying that the patient thing, and there was something else he said. Oh yeah, the transfer of him possibly going. It's a bit too soon right now to talk about that. So yeah, that was all about Thomas Tuchel's press conference. And now let's get on to our lineup predictions. So guys, just to get into my lineup prediction for this game, kick off tomorrow 12:30. In goal, Edouard Mendy. A back three of Antonio Rudiger, Christensen and Azpilicueta. I know Kurt Zuma had a good performance, but I think that was because Thomas Tuchel was just rotating his squad. So I do think that Rudiger was rested for this game in particular. And yeah, that is why I picked that back three. Chelsea's not fit either, so cool. Wing backs now. Weirdly enough, you know, Chilwell's going to play, but I saw this stat that Alonso's top speed was about 36 kilometers per hour. And then Chilwell's high speed was 34 kilometers per hour. I saw that stat on Twitter and I thought, interesting. Now, I'm not saying Alonso's faster than Chilwell, but boy, did Alonso bust a gut to get there. My question is, how long did it take Alonso to hit that speed? But anyway, that's besides the point. I just wanted to tell you guys that stat because that surprised me. I would play Chilwell and Reece James simply because with Reece James, it's just because I respect Leeds' attack. They are top 5 in the league for goals scored, so you have got to respect that. Meaning their attack is really good and they score lots of goals, and yeah, I just want to respect that from them. Just like when Reece James played against Everton, it's because we respected Richarlison and their attack. Just like I am here for Leeds' front line. So I'll play Reece James, defensively sound. Just because he's a wing back doesn't mean he has to always, you know what I mean? You know, sometimes he can go into midfield maybe and allow the players in front of him maybe to take his position up, who I'll mention in a second. Also, yeah, he can tuck into midfield, defensively sound, can put a good ball in. And yeah, for me personally, I'm playing Reece James. Chilwell on the other side, because of the pace, despite this stat, Chilwell is quicker than Alonso. Let's not, you know, debate this. Defensively sound. Yeah, I feel like Chilwell should come back for this game. The midfield's an interesting one because if Kovacic wasn't suspended for Atletico, I would play Kovacic and Kante. For me, those are the two best suited for this game, simply because Kante, we need his energy in midfield, we need his interceptions, his tackling, his passing is good, and Kovacic, for the fact that when Leeds press us, he's so press resistant. For me, the best sort of press resistant midfielder in the league. When he's on the ball, you can't take it off him. He will glide past your players easily. For me, Kovacic has to play tomorrow because he will open up the space when he gets past the Leeds players. He receives the ball. You've got 2-3 Leeds players coming at you. Boom, bye-bye, mate. And all of a sudden, there's space for, you know, for our forward lines, for our forward players to go into. So me personally, I would like it to be Kante and Kovacic, but I'm going to... But Jorginho doesn't have to play. Even though he's suspended, he doesn't have to play. And for me, I wouldn't play him. Yes, I know on the ball he's been good. I understand that when he's been pressed, he's turned over, man. I get it, but I'm all about energy for tomorrow, and I'm looking at Kovacic and Kante. One of them can play 60 minutes, probably N'Golo Kante. Then you bring Jorginho on to dictate the play, and yeah, you know, have the game playing into his hands. So for me personally, I'm playing Kante and Kovacic. The front three now, I'm dropping Timo Werner. I understand that Timo Werner, this game is sort of made for him, but I would more for bring him off the bench. And the same would go for Christian Pulisic. Simply because I feel like if we're winning the game, Leeds will go for it more. Like more, and they'll leave even more space. They'll leave space at the beginning, even if it's 0-0. Don't get it twisted. But they'll leave even more space in behind if they're losing the game by like 60 minutes. So for me, that's when it's time for Timo or Pulisic to come on and sort of make those runs in behind, especially Timo, to get a counter-attack going. Because in terms of counter-attacks, in terms of space, I feel like Timo and Christian are probably the two best out of our team in terms of exploiting it, in my opinion. So my front three for tomorrow would be Mason Mount and Callum Hudson-Odoi as the two 10s, simply because those two can interchange between the left and the right of the 10s. Mason Mount can link up with Reece James if he wants. Callum Hudson-Odoi can swap with Mason, link up with Reece James. I did like Callum's performance against Everton, so I'd like to put him on the left, Mason on the right, because I feel like Mason in this formation is better on the right than he is on the left, if that makes sense. Maybe in a 4-3-3, he'd be better on the left than the right. On the right, he looks lost in a 4-3-3, but that's besides the point. And false nine, King Kai, he's going to have another masterclass. He's going to absolutely tear apart this Leeds defence because they're a shambles. And yeah, that would be my personal team for tomorrow. In terms of what Thomas Tuchel could change, he could put Timo Werner in for the space in behind that Leeds could exploit. I mean, Leeds could leave behind at the beginning anyway. He could put in Callum Hudson-Odoi instead of Reece James for more options forward. He could put Alonso in. I feel like he could put Jorginho in simply because he is not going to play in the Atletico Madrid game because he got a yellow card, meaning he's got a 1-game suspension for that game. So he could play in that game instead of either Kante or Kovacic. It doesn't really matter. I think the back three will stay the same, and I think the goalkeeper will stay the same. It's just, yeah, he could change at right wing back. He could put Jorginho in, and you could see Timo Werner in as well. Olivier Giroud's not made for this game. For me, he's made for the Atletico Madrid game instead. So yeah, that would be my team for tomorrow, and that is really it, guys. I mean, if you do enjoy this video, please like, comment your score predictions. Tell me what you thought of Thomas Tuchel's comments in his press conference. Tell me your thoughts on my lineup. Give me your lineup as well if you want. Like the video, subscribe, and please share this video if you can, guys, to your friends who are maybe Chelsea supporters or just football friends who like listening to football. And yeah, guys, appreciate the recent subscribers I've got. I've got 28 now, which is a real thank you. I mean, thank you to everyone for that. Hopefully we can keep growing and growing and growing. And yeah, I'm just waffling on and on and on. I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be the match review for tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace! So guys, I forgot to give you lot a score prediction. I'm going with a 4-0 win. Kai Havertz to score first, and the rest of the goal scorers can be whoever it wants to be. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!